Hi, True Crimers. So I have a case I want to talk about, but viewer discretion is advised because it is a rough one. But Katrina Mendoza on February 7th, 2022, brought an unresponsive 5-year-old Mercedes to Southwest General Hospital in San Antonio, Texas. Doctors attempted to resuscitate Mercedes, but she was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the hospital. The medical team noted that Mercedes had sustained visible injuries and notified police about the suspicious nature of her wounds. Officers with San Antonio Police responded to the scene, produced a disturbing report about Mercedes' injuries. Per probable cause affidavit, Mercedes had sections of her hair missing that appeared to have been ripped out of her head. She had also suffered extensive bruises, scratches, cuts, swelling on every visible portion of her body, as well as cuts and swelling on both of her hands that appeared to be defensive wounds. Oh my gosh, that little girl was fighting for her life. And she was covered in bruises from head to toe. Are you effing kidding me? The child's legs and feet were also battered, with the bottom of her feet having tiny puncture wounds on them, and she was missing several toenails, authorities said. The victim's legs were covered with bruises, some of which appeared to be patterned, which is what is commonly seen with belts or other objects are used to inflict injury. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office performed an autopsy on Mercedes and told police that it was obvious the victim suffered extreme abuse and torture. According to the affidavit, Mercedes' injuries were so numerous that the medical examiner said there was no clear, obvious injury that caused the victim's death. Oh my gosh. And that further investigation would be required to make a conclusion as to the cause and manner. In an interview with investigators, Katrina Mendoza, the mother, accused Jose Ruz of subjecting Mercedes to horrific abuse in the 3 weeks since Mercedes, and her 6-year-old daughter moved into his home. So the first 3 weeks, and he's already like, what about the other 6-year-old? See, this is what I don't get. How do parents choose one child to just torture? I don't get it. Mendoza told police that she witnessed Jose Ruz, her boyfriend, shoving dog feces into Mercedes' mouth as he screamed at her and did the same thing with a sock soaked in urine. She further claimed that Ruz aggressively pulled the sock from Mercedes' mouth with such force that it ripped out 2 of her teeth. Oh my God, this poor little girl. Mendoza continued with shocking allegations of physical abuse and punishment that included punching the child with closed fists while wearing multiple rings. Are you kidding me? She said Jose also forced the child to stand in place while holding heavy objects during a video call in the weeks before her death. So let me get this straight. In a video call? So he must be at work. The mother is home with her 2 children. And they're on a video call. And he and her are forcing her to hold heavy objects as they sit and watch together on a video call. Are you fucking kidding me? She said Mercedes was crying while she held the objects. Well, no shit. Jose told police that when it came to Mercedes, he merely slapped her on the butt and made her stand in the corner. He also blamed all of Mercedes' injuries on Mendoza, of course. It's point fingers and blame each other. Except for missing portions of her hair, which he claimed were pulled out by Mercedes' 6-year-old sister. Okay. Mendoza's sentencing. Okay. So sickening. he would make her stand on thumbtacks. Y'all, thumbtacks. He would puncture them in her freaking foot. That's where the little tiny puncture that the medical examiner could see, that because of thumbtacks. He's 27 years old. He's young. But he will spend the remainder of his days behind bars for torturing and killing his girlfriend's 5-year-old daughter in a heinous fashion, inserting thumbtacks into her feet, smearing her face with dog feces, and beating her so badly that every visible surface of her skin was bruised. Ugh. So Katrina Rose Mendoza, the mother, she is charged with multiple felonies, and she reached a deal with Bexar County District Attorney's Office in which agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of assault on a child by omission in exchange for dropping more serious charges. Why? Why would they offer her a deal? Why? I don't get it. Yeah, I get that they probably want her to testify against him. I get that. And I know that that's why they present deals. Okay, you testify against him, I'll help you out. So it's a give and take. I get that. But she even said herself that on a video call, they made Mercedes hold heavy objects. So she obviously had to find the object. The mother had to have given her the object while on a video call with Jose. Like, why does she get a deal? Why is she getting off so easy, pleading to 1 count of assault on a child by omission? Like, I don't know what that carries. Okay, maybe I should look it up and see, like, how much that carries. But still, he was sentenced to life, which is good. He should have. You know, that's what he gets. He's 27, he's young, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison for beating a little 5-year-old girl to death. Her body was covered in bruises from head to toe. Even the bottom of her feet. And the little girl fought. She was a fighter. She had defensive wounds on her hands. Like, I can't imagine what's going through her head while moving into I don't know how long they've been together, and I don't know all that, but she moved into his house with her 2 kids. What about the other 6-year-old? You know what I mean? I don't get why parents choose one to pick on and love the others. I don't get that. But I feel like the mother, what do you all think? Comment on your opinion on what you think should the mother have gotten that? In my opinion, I feel like the mother should get life without the possibility of parole along with Jose, because it sounds like she was there, she was watching it, she didn't stop it. Like, I don't care who you are. If you touch a hair on my daughter's head, I'm spending the rest of my life in prison for going after man that touched a hair on her head. Like, there's no way that I would ever date a man and have him turn on my kids. Like, absolutely not. Nope, never. Like, if my kid's bothering you, then we'll leave. You know? Go find someone else with no kids. Like, she didn't stop it. She just let it happen. It makes me sick, and my heart goes out to that little girl. It truly does. You know, let's have a moment of silence for Mercedes, y'all. Okay, well, my heart goes out to her, and yeah. Anyways, that's the case I want to talk about. Like I said, viewer discretion is highly advised because that was rough. I mean, that was hard for me to even read and want to make a video of it, but yeah, that's the story. Guys, remember, be safe, be kind, and have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.